Hello, beautiful world, and welcome to day 5 of our 21-day THRIVOR experience. Wow,
Yay,
wow,
day
wow, wow.
5.
Dun,
Ding,
dun,
ding, ding.
dun.
Give yourself some self-love right here, right now, for making it to day 5, for being here, for being committed, and really pulling through. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And every single day that we keep putting that intention out there and working towards it, we're getting stronger and stronger, and we're becoming more and more those thrivers every single day. We're just going to jump into our little disclaimer. And so, just again saying this disclaimer, you can pause and watch it in your own time and read it through. Essentially, it's just us making sure that everybody understands we're not professional doctors. We are humans sharing tools that have worked for us, and hopefully they will inspire and support you.
Jawohl.
So
today, number 5, our centering thought for the day. Today, I create what I imagine. Let that sink in for a moment. I create what I imagine. Right now, the only moment that really exists. The past is past, the future is not created yet. It's this very moment where we have the capability, the possibility to create. Only in this very moment. An ever unfolding, everlasting moment. And we're inviting you today, and we're going to share some tools with you to use this moment, this very moment, to create what you're wanting to create for what is to come.
I think about how much, this kind of active imagination and creation has made in my life. And I can honestly say that every single one of the books, or even this exact session that we're doing, Totes and I first imagined it. We've been imagining it for months. And then, we just started realizing that unless we took the action steps, we actually started creating this, it would still remain in our imagination. So the moment right now was where we took that imagined world and started creating it in this moment, and hence why it exists. So.
And how about we first go into a little bit of fun?
So Toto is playing a new game. The game today is you are not allowed to use your teeth. So no showing of teeth. And any of the other people that are online would like to join us, please feel free to show us your no teeth faces, because it'd be very funny to see you. And then, hello, Joe. So please, will you say hello, my name, and whatever else you want to say with no teeth?
Papa. Can you unmute?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Bill. I'm very unusual because I normally have a very, very big smile.
So the game is to not show your teeth even when you want to laugh, which is very difficult. And the challenge for anybody, even at home today, is to phone a friend and play the game and say, no, you're not allowed to show your teeth, just so that you can have a little fun.
Hello, friend. How
Hello,
do you day?
Oh, my mother says, okay, I have to stop. So yes, guys, it's day 5. We've just had our little fun experience, and we just wanted to share with you now as well this exact moment, that the future is a mystery. That's for definite. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future, and we can imagine possibilities, especially if there are possibilities that are for the win-win-wins. And then every day, just take another step. What is our favorite quote that we were using so much last year with Soul Circus?
Focus on the essence and be flexible with the form.
I'm going to put that into something of our infographics today, because it's wonderful. I mean, here's actually a perfect example. We all had ideas and imagined possibilities for what we would be doing at the end of March this year, and then life happened, and it's cool that we imagined that and we got as far as we got. And there's something magic that happens when we just keep taking another inspired action towards the dream. You imagined it, just act on it now. Act on it now.
Yeah. So let's do a little landing. We're going to just tune in, and you're invited to just find a comfortable place, seated or lying down. And we're going to play some music, and we'll take you on a tiny little 4-minute visualization.
So just centering yourself again into this present moment with your breath. And you're invited to close your eyes. We're going to take a few deep breaths together. Just exhale everything out. And in. Deep breath in. As deep as you can make it. And hold it for a beat. And release it long as you can. And another deep breath in. Hold it. And out as long as you can. And one more of these deeply relaxing breaths in. Hold. Out. As you continue to breathe as deeply as you can,
go into that place within your inner stillness and let go of all thoughts. And whenever a thought rises, just observe it and let it go. And now, imagine your moment in time. Is it at the end of these 21 days? Is it a few months from now? Maybe a moment when you see your beloved ones again in physical form? When the lockdown is over? Or when one of your dreams comes through? Be in that moment. What day of the week is it? What time of the day? What does it feel like? What are you going to say?
immerse yourself in your senses. See fully the picture, the details, the colors. Hear the sounds of this dream, this moment in time fulfilled. Feel the inner feelings as well as the outer feelings. How does your skin feel? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? Take those senses to the next level now. Make it even brighter. Make it even more audible. Increase the taste. Increase the smell. Increase the feeling.
And just stay in that moment. Explore your surroundings. What else do you find is there right now? Who's with you?
Tune into the joy, the excitement, that sense of celebration. Feel it like it is right now, because it is right now. So real. Feel it. Just taking what we need to from that beautiful future memory, placing it into a sacred place within us. As we gently bring ourselves back. Rubbing our hands together, feeling the energy, bringing some of that love right to our faces, holding ourselves like a mother would hold a child. Bringing some of that love into your hug, to your morning hug. Thanks for tuning in, and just gently you can bring yourself back and just slowly open up your eyes. And if you have your video available, please turn your video on so we can see you. And yeah, Totes and I actually want to share with you a little future memory example.
This very up there, that thing, THRIVOR, was created with a future memory. And the two of us, like last year, March, we started creating that future memory. And for 21 days, we were in a daily practice of visualizing together what that future memory looks like. And so every day we would go in for 10 minutes and go into that moment in time. And our moment in time was actually New York City on the 20th of October 2020. So it is still a future memory.
And it's still a possibility.
And this is what came out. So this is our New York Times article and our future memory. We are in New York on that day, and we can smell it's like 4 a.m. We're already up, we're in the streets. We can smell the hot dogs and just the donuts and the coffee in the morning in New York streets. And we're actually on our way to this award ceremony that is going to happen on that day, where THRIVOR, the TV show, is actually getting an award. One of many awards, apparently, as the article states.
Wins again.
Wins again. So every time we went into that future memory, something else showed up. It's not like, it's one side is of like being really in the moment and getting all senses involved and like seeing like who else is there and like why are we actually in New York, and then like more and more like questions started to come up that then got answered through the actual future memory. And we came like visually, like it came up that, you know, there was a big campaign happening around win-win-wins as it was adopted into corporate culture. Yeah, we were on Times Square. The award ceremony was on Times Square. There was a ripple effect of things that happened, and actually, even things like how we actually get to that point started to filter through. So it's quite interesting what happens with this. The more we're getting, like, the more clear we become with the actual future memory, the easier it becomes for the how to just unfold and to show up. It's almost like we focus on the what. What are we creating? What is that moment looking like? We don't know how we're going to get there. How's it, Willow? So we don't know how to get there, and that's totally okay, because the how is not in our hands. It's like, what are we creating? And then trusting that we get the right knowingness, the right understanding, and at the right time. So
yeah, and I mean, it would be so interesting how, like, playing with the future memory. So literally playing one track of music every single time. Maybe actually we can even share this track with you guys, and you can just play. It's only 8 minutes, and you just play that track, and then you immerse yourself in your future memory. And then, like Totes was saying, these inspired action ideas would come out, and then we would just keep our little journals with us, and as we would finish the meditation or the visualization, we would write down all these things. It was crazy how much flow there was in that, because it was like it created a deep listening. It was like, yes, I'm immersed in the future, and I'm listening to what can be created right now to create that future. Like crazy stuff. Actually, Zenjen is on the call as well. Zen, didn't you use a very similar process as well for your book, for Fresher and A Fresher Story? I think, sorry, we muted you. Go again, just unmute yourself. You should be able to do it now. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. For 21 days, did a visualization every day, and the whole process was insanely blessed that it got out. The book came out in 3 weeks.
wow.
No, it wasn't 3 weeks, it was 3 months.
A children's book.
A children's book.
So illustration, everything done.
Illustrations, graphic design, printing, and it was all insanely blessed that, I don't know, I got money back from SARS, which covered, I promise you, like within 10 Rand of the printing costs.
Amazing.
It was cooked and blessed.
And if you had spent the time rather focusing on the how, trying to think up the how, do you think it would have had as much impact as you just immersing yourself in the future memory?
No, because then I would have got caught up in the and got stressed out. But I was at the end. They say life's a journey, not a destination, but this is a destination, not a journey.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's like I create the destination and it makes the journey more flow.
I allow the journey to unfold.
Yes.
Which is, again, like one of the key things that I'm playing with at the moment, we are playing with, is like allowing versus trying. Like I'm trying to do something versus I'm allowing it to happen. So by me just focusing on the outcome, I'm allowing the past to unfold. I'm allowing things to fall into place the way they're meant to fall into place for this to happen. And actually, to give you another completed example, actually for us, when THRIVOR was filmed last year in October, together with Soul Circus, our first 21-day Thrive experience that we did in physical form, and we created also a future memory around that time. It's like for us, it was, we tuned in like doing Soul Circus into a specific day and how this day feels like for us. And for me, the memory was the moment when we were standing on the roof on the sports ground, on the sports building, and we were facilitating this dance, the Secret Sunrise dance, and it was sunset, and people and kids were dancing all over the sports ground. and I had exactly that future memory, and it happened.
Yo.
It happened exactly, like, I kid you not. I was standing on the roof, and it was actually unfolding, and I was like, I could actually not facilitate the dance. I couldn't get words out.
Do you see the size of Toto's grin? Okay, it's a pretty big smile generally anyway. Well, it was like, I think it was touching his ears. He was
and I looked around, and the tents were all there. It was exactly like we've seen it. I mean, not exactly, actually. You know, the little details were different. You know, there was no big top circus tent. But it's, again, like focusing on the essence and be flexible with the form. The essence was there. The essence was that feeling at that moment in time. And that hits the spot.
So the interesting thing is we're playing with win-win-wins. Now, a lot of the master teachers that I've been tuning into over the last couple of years, they all are saying, sure, you can focus on the selfish kind of need. You know, you can go, okay, cool, I really want to have that snazzy new car or whatever. And it's kind of, sometimes I believe it works like that too, but it happens like super fast when the future memory is more than just a self-win. If it's I am winning while others are winning and ultimately the world is winning at the same time, then seriously, I feel like it's a miraculous tool. It's a miraculous tool.
Yeah, so is there anyone who else like to share something around the future memory or have played with vision boards or anything?
Solveig, do you want to give it a go? You should be able to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello. Beautiful.
Hello. The one memory that comes to mind that I used visualization was more just, it didn't happen by me maybe directly creating that vision. And it did take much longer. This was about 15 years ago. I was finishing school and I had this vision of this dream of studying a natural medicine and teaching yoga at the same time. And that came true 10 years later. It took some time to get there, but it manifests. And suddenly I remember when I started studying homeopathy, I just suddenly had this moment, like, I'm doing what I saw 10 years ago. Yes, it happened a little bit longer time, but I think now we're able to manifest those dreams much quicker because we're a lot more aware of how to influence that.
100%. And thank you for that too, Solveig, because I feel like it's reminding me as well why it's so important for us to, even with all of this crazy that's going on in our world right now, to still stay focused on the ultimate fulfillment done. So yes, we could see the doom and the gloom and focus on that, but that would be creating the nightmare. That's definitely not what I'm creating. So I think as we drop into these future memories, it's quite fun to spend a little bit of time in what you're seeing for the future world as well. You know,
absolutely.
Like, yeah, I have this like heavenly earth dream. I keep seeing this heavenly earth, and like there's children playing and there's people with their hands in the earth growing beautiful vegetables, and there's a unity that's beyond what we've ever experienced on this planet.
Yay.
Yay, thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.
So we're going to share, again, a little infographic, a little tool for that. So you have a summary of what we just shared with you. So you can play around with yourself. Some people may have shared about vision boards already. That's one way. In a vision board, you have many different dreams at once. Though with this specific like future memory, you can tune into a future memory, into a moment in future, where all those dreams are like fulfilled at the same time. Like I would see myself on a piece of land in nature, on a farm, surrounded by a beautiful community, by my family. The TV shows, you know, we're in like season 5 and everything, like it touched people across the world, millions of people. And yeah, like you can create a future memory that encapsulates all your dreams in one memory. Everything is there at that moment in time. The world, you know, has united, has come to a new peaceful unity. And yeah, just if you layer your future memory around that, around the win-win-wins, a holistic approach, you know, it is really it's called the law of attraction, and also the 100 monkey syndrome. Like there's like when we tune into a future memory that includes more than ourselves, there's many others that are tuning into that same future memory, that have the same, you know, calling to create something for the world, for others in the world, and that just amplifies it. That's what my feeling is around
Absolutely. And so really that is your big challenge for the day, is you know, create a future memory for yourself that would keep you inspired. Now we've still got a good 16 days to play. Imagine what it would be like if the next 16 days, every single day, you're focusing on that memory and immerse yourself even deeper every day. And Zenjin, if you can give us the thumbs up to share your beautiful music, this backtrack that we have, then I would love, yay, thank you so much. Then yeah, you guys can have that backtrack and use that as your inspiration for it. And then ideally, even some form of vision board, guys, if you've got the time, you know, take out the magazines.
Or create something like this, right?
Yeah. Do that electronically. That was actually it was quite a challenge, because we put the paper within the paper within the paper within the paper. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to be that creative. You could also just, I've seen people create vision boards in 10 minutes. You just fly through a magazine, and the things that grab your attention that you know are going to be reflections of your dream, that's enough. Every time you look at that vision board, it will keep you inspired. So
yeah, guys, this is day 5.
Yes.
Lots of love from us.
Yeah, and hopefully Facebook will play again tomorrow, but otherwise we'll just keep zooming it out there. And please feel free to join us on these, whether we're on Facebook Live or not. It would be lovely to have your voices in the mix. And bless you, and keep on rocking it. Ciao, guys. Catch you on the other side.